join me on stage, Mr. Muhammad Nur Hakim, along with Edy Susanto, IT Director PT Trans Retail Indonesia. Muhammad Nur Hakim, please take your seat on the corner. Edy Susanto, please take your seat on the second chair. And next up we have Rama Raditya, Director of Innovation, Technology and Service, Transjakarta. Rama on the center. And next up we have Arief Kusuma, Director of Industry Partnership Office, KORIKA. Thank you very much for being here with us today. And last but not least, we'd like to invite our moderator, Isnaini Ahdiat, partner at Deloitte. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So without further ado, I would like to give it to you, to our moderator, Isnaini Ahdiat.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Just now, Alvin told that he's jobless because of AI. I also jobless to become a speaker. Now I am a moderator of these sessions. Thank you for joining this session. This is the first session, and I'm currently alongside with this distinguished speaker. Some of them we have known each other, and all of them is basically what we call sovereign speaker. Jadi orang Indonesia yang bicara tentang AI. Usually when I attended seminars, mostly in the past people use the term IT, digital. And today there are a lot of seminars and conference. The title is AI, Artificial Intelligence, as we know. And people have a lot of interest in understanding how AI can contribute in their life and for their organization. And more than that is for the country that we live in, which is Indonesia. So the acronym of AI, I think we need to really understand that since we are Indonesian, maybe we can use not artificial intelligence only, but maybe AI is advanced Indonesia. So, well done. So Pak Hamam Riza just now presented a very impressive material pack, and hopefully, I'm still searching. Basically, do we have a ministry or ministerial office for AI? Do we have? People say Komdigi Pak, Komdigi, yeah, ada Komdigi. But Komdigi sounds like there is no word AI there. So I was wondering, do we really have like that name? And KORIKA came up with this, the two words that I remember, research and innovations in AI. And I do believe that your contribution, Pak Amam, in the KORIKA will be detrimental to the success of Indonesia. So I come here to support that spirit along the committee that established this session and all the sponsor, of course. And without further ado, I'd like to let all the speakers to share their thought. They have their own question already, and I'd like to allow only 5 minutes to address that question. We still have like Q&A after this. So again, alongside with me, Pak Edy Susanto is from Trans Retail Indonesia, an IT director. Pak Rama Raditya is Director of Innovations, Transjakarta. Pak Arief Kusuma is Director of Industry Partnership Office, KORIKA. And finally, Pak Muhammad Nur Hakim from Indosat. So I hope this will represent the thought of better Indonesia. So give applause to the first and the rest of the speakers. So Pak Edy Susanto, you have these 4 questions. Please address in 5 minutes or a bit more. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you Pak Isnaidi ya. Ya, I think ya good morning all ya. Yang semangat pagi baru semangat ya. Ya, harus semangat. Jadi my name is Edy Susanto. I'm the IT Director for Trans Retail Indonesia, part of the City Corps group. Yeah. So one point that I would like to highlight, since AI is very hype now, you know that one message that I would like to highlight in all of you here, please be aware, yeah. My chairman just came back from China, yeah. Yeah, my chairman is Pak Khairil Tanjung, just came back from China. You know what he said to all the management leader, yeah, in a meeting? That's okay. Now it's time to us to move to AI, yeah, change everything to the AI, yeah. Can you reduce more and more people headcount in your organization? Can you realize this point? Yeah. So it's not all true. Yeah. Some yes, some no. So what I would like to highlight in here is all of you is that please listen and get something inside. Yeah. And you can also come back to your organization. Yeah. To clearly state it this. Yeah. What is the AI and what is important for that. That what we can also compete with the others on that. So this is the message that I would like to highlight to ISNI, that everything is cannot replaced by AI, but yes, some yes, it depends on our needs. That's my point, Pak. Thank you, Pak.
Okay. Is that it, Pak Edy? I think you have a lot.
No, it's enough. No, why? Because the message is that I would like to deliver here is very simple. No, learn and learn. Yeah, because AI is very hype currently, and learn and learn. For me, it's that I always come to any conference to gather and collect any insight in terms of the AI. Yeah, it doesn't mean that we will replace all with AI that I mentioned before. Yeah, therefore that in any meeting in the organization, that's mostly that I believe that all of you here will be realized also that good pressure also from your management that how AI can be helpful to support us in terms of the operation and everything. This is very important that I would like to highlight to all of you. I think that's all from my side, Pak. Thank you.
I'll come back to you later on, but this is very essential and to the substance that basically AI will not replace completely, entirely labor. So no need to worry, but have to be aware that we need to update, reskill, and upskill. Pak Rama from Transjakarta, you've been dealing with the regulator as well, right? And a lot of passengers using Transjakarta. Are they data secured? Something like that. Maybe you can address that.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Isnaini. Good morning, everybody. Also, good morning. Very proud and honored to be here alongside with the distinguished speakers. As well as Pak Isnaini is a legend. He's also my old boss in Ernst & Young back in the days. I think 25 years ago or something. The topic today is, I hear a lot about sovereignty, right? And it's very, very natural for me because I came from a startup background before I joined Transjakarta. I built an AI vision company before joining Transjakarta in 2024. So when I joined Transjakarta in 2024, there was no digital initiatives whatsoever. Most of the IT initiative was outsourcing to vendors. And when I joined, we built everything from scratch. So not only the applications, the platforms, the command centers, but also the AI. So sovereignty is something that I've been embracing. If you check my LinkedIn, it's all about sovereignty all along. So I think I felt kind of like, in my element within this event as well. Transjakarta itself, we, as you know, is a BUMD, which is a state-owned enterprise owned by Jakarta government. We have about 5,200 fleets that we are operating right now, working with 23 operators. We are accommodating and serving around 1.5 million users per day, and that's a lot of users that we need to accommodate if we are doing it manually. So what we did from the get-go is actually from 2024 early, we built everything in-house. Number one is actually the platform where we can manage the operators, the bus, as well as the drivers to make them accountable and transparent to our operation team. As well as the applications that we have currently have been downloaded by more than 3 million users and with 1.2 million something every day active users. So AI is already part of the bloodstream of the Transjakarta system. Right now we are using AI for number one, it's actually computer vision. We have about 5,800 just added CCTVs that is already being online from a long time ago, maybe from 10 years ago. Most of them are IP CCTVs and analog. We converted into computer vision streams for people counting and everything. As well as before, Transjakarta is all about customer centers that receiving complaints and everything like that. Now we built our own generative AI engine, but not only that, not only capturing the reports, the voice of customers, but only most companies doing that, but deflected the human agent, right? But Transjakarta right now is building the workflow agentic AI across the across the divisions in order for us to solve the problems with AI agents and then return it back to our customers. That's the second AI initiative that we built. The third one is actually on demand generation. So we need to know, I don't know, before everything like Koridor 1 gitu ya, we push 15 bus, but everything is based on intuitions, based on historical data, but that consumed by human. But right now, due to computer vision as well as the OD, the origin destinations data from our payment, everything is now more structured, and then we can use that historical data for using machine learning for recommendation engine. So we use that as well for Transjakarta. And at scale, we consume that data. And that's why the sovereignty mindset needs to be in place from the very beginning in order to secure the customer's data, the Transjakarta data as well in our own domain, in our own database. I think that's all I can say right now. Thank you.
Well, it's been good, Rama. You've been like doing kind of innovations, which is beyond just IT. Some of the audience, I believe, 50%, maybe more, is the passenger, Rama, and they enjoyed your innovations. My question before I pass over to the next speaker, is there, to you, Pak Rama, still with you? Still with you?
Okay.
What's your next innovation to make sure that the passenger will be, treated even more, make them more satisfied?
We in Transjakarta, we always want to push. Number one is the pelayanan, public service, as well as in order to us to improve that. Right now, the vision is to push innovations, the digitalization. So what we built in the very beginning is actually only the foundation right now. Of course, there will be verticals coming up, moving forward in the future. But
Thank you.
It's coming soon.
This is what I like, guys. I mean, the title is not Director of IT. He is the Director of Innovation, Technology, and Services. So, of course, people and all the stakeholders will expect, and Rama will continue with his innovation. As far as I know him, he's an innovator. Okay. Give applause to him. The next speaker is also my best colleague, Pak Arief Kusuma, is the Director of the Industry Partnership Office, KORIKA. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I am looking for like a badan, kementerian, or Directorate General yang memang bisa contribute, sorry to use in Bahasa, to contribute with the advancements of Indonesia. So since you're also taking that role, I think you also need to share, Pak Arief, your thought about how Indonesia can prioritize their innovation using AI, since you're representing KORIKA, please.
Thank you so much, Pak Isnaini. Let me introduce myself. My name is Arief Kusuma. I'm the director of KORIKA. KORIKA is an orchestrator, collaboration, research, innovations, industry for artificial Indonesia. So we are a non-profit organization under BAU of Komdigi. So talking, about AI, what I've observed for the couple months, even today, is not hype anymore. Why it's not hype anymore? Because my grandchildren, they talk about AI. My son, they talk about AI. Everybody talk about AI. So I think Navin mentioned in earlier opening remarks, AI is necessity, okay? So what I mean by necessity, it means it's part of our life. That is why we need to refer what we have developed, we call it STRANAS, Strategi Nasional, National Strategies. Basically, it was built in August 2020 during COVID. So basically, we emphasize on data infrastructure, ethics and policy, data infrastructure, and then human resources, digital talent, and last but not least is what we call it use cases or applications. So if you see how we relate to the innovations and how this AI contribute to our digital value creation in Indonesia, as Pak Hama mentioned that today digital economy contribute 100 billion US dollars per today. And then it is predicted by 2030, it will reach by 366 billion US dollars. So it means how to accelerate our economic growth. There is no way, there is no other way. We need to accelerate this artificial intelligence. So by saying that, there are 5-layer cakes in terms of AI. Talking about first layer is what we call it energy. The second one is what we call it chips. The third one is on the infrastructure. The fourth one is modeling. And then last is applications. So where are we in terms of the 5-layer cakes? Indonesia, in terms of populations, it is 282 million. So in terms of internet users, I think we are in the 230, almost 81% out of populations. So this is a huge number. It will increase. In ASEAN itself, our contributions, is almost 40% by 2030 because it will total aggregate the whole nation of ASEAN is 1 trillion. It shows that Indonesia, it will become what we call it AI hub center, not only in ASEAN, but also in the world. I think I stop here first, Pak Isnaini. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pak Arief. Before I go to the next speaker, he's from Indosat. Let me try to check first, Pak. Ada yang pakai Indosat nggak di sini? Raise hand. 0815 sama? Berapa, Pak? Satu, dua. Pak, your market share is only 30%, Pak. Ada yang malu-malu soalnya. I'm using 0815 juga, Pak. So Pak Muhammad Nur Hakim is the Ecosystem Regulatory Affairs. I think this is what becomes the topic of this session, mostly central to the how innovation can continue under the regulations. Whether this can go alongside together. Sometimes people think that, how, so many regulations, then I cannot innovate, something like that. What's your opinion, Pak?
Yeah, thank you so much, Pak Isnaini, and all of my fellow speakers. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hakim. So prior joining Indosat, I actually spent a lot of my careers at technology company. So I think I'm quite familiar with how the technology works. But apart from that, I also had a chance actually to working in the government agencies, advising in one of the high-ranking officials about policies. So I think when we talk about the technology and regulations, it helps me a lot, to understand what's the intersection between these two matters. So that's a interesting question, Pak Isnaini. So when we talk about AI regulations and also speaking of the sovereignty, as one of the main discussion in today's event, I think those can only coexist if the regulation is created not only not as an enabler, not as a barrier. So needs to be an enabler, not a barrier. And I think the goal is pretty clear for Indonesia. We need to make sure that the regulation is not slowing down the innovation, but rather accelerate the AI adoption here in Indonesia. But let me tell you in the perspective of telco company, Pak Isnaini, people often use or relies only about the AI models. I think all of you here use ChatGPT. Cloudy, Google Gemini, and many other AI applications. But one thing that people mostly overlook, Pak, the connectivity, because without the high-speed, reliable networks, secure networks, there is no AI that could work effectively at scale. So that's why in Indosat, we are aware that we're no longer a telco company only, Pak. We are part of the broader ecosystem in this AI adoption. So that's why it's aligned also with our transformation from telco company to techco company. So right now, Indosat is not only talking about the telco side of business, but also trying to transform itself as a techco company. And I think the way we support these AI adoptions, of course, in terms of regulation, we're advocating and working a lot with the government. But let me tell you some of the examples how we actually support the ecosystem of AI in Indonesia. First, we are aware that we are a connectivity provider, so therefore we need a very high-speed network, a reliable one, 5G readiness. So we need to pursue the spectrum, because that's the backbone of the good internet here in Indonesia. And today, Komdigi has actually launched the process of the bidding of the spectrum acquisition. So Indosat is part of it. So we're trying our best to actually get the necessary spectrum so we can satisfy our users and helping the AI adoption here in Indonesia. The second one, we just initiated this year AI Radio Access Network we call it AI RAN Lab in Surabaya, Pak. That makes us become the first telco provider in Southeast Asia and the third globally that ever initiated these initiatives. The reason why we do this, because we realize with AI, we have a lot of things that we can do to improve our network system. Because when we embed that to our radio access network, we can utilize the AI to understand how to improve the performance of our network. We can make it more efficient, and it can also be harnessed to do a lot of AI development and AI deployment. And last but not least, we also focus on AI use cases. Pak Arief already mentioned about it's not only infrastructure, but also the applications and models. One of the applications or use cases that we've built is the anti-spam and anti-scam solution. I think if you're a user of Indosat right now, you have the chance to use these services. So when there is a communication scam or spam, it will alert you and it will block the numbers, the messages that contain as a scam. So the reason why we built this, because we believe when we develop an AI, we need a purpose. And it needs to be in the interest of a public. So we believe that we are a connectivity provider, a lot of subscribers using our services, and they're not very happy if they're got a lot of spam or even fall victim because of the scam. So that's why we built this to protect our subscribers. And just, I think 2 or 3 months ago, we also launched Sahabat AI. That's another national large language model, LLM, in Indonesia. We know that people probably would, use ChatGPT. They're not most comfortable with the ChatGPT or other global LLMs. But the reason why Indosat built this, because we want to prove that actually Indonesia has the capability to create AI sovereignty here in Indonesia. We want to make sure that the data flown domestically under Indonesia's jurisdiction, following the Indonesia's regulations. But this is also a matter of the national interest, and I think this is something that the government can later, demonstrate all of the industries here in Indonesia, that we need to not only become, we should not stop thinking about only become a consumer, but rather how we can be a producer. So I think that's what we've done here in Indonesia, at Indosat. So in short, we believe as a telco providers, when we speak about the regulations, telco company actually play a significant role in the AI full value chain, starting from the connectivity, the network intelligence, the AI infrastructure, and even the responsible AI use cases. So that's why, that's the reason why we are actually working a lot with KORIKA, with Arief, with the governments, a lot of academician industries, to advocate the government about, you really need to think about how the future AI regulation in Indonesia will enable us to create an AI sovereignty in Indonesia.
Well, give a round of applause to Pak Nur Hakim. Barusan Pak Nur Hakim bilang ada sahabat AI. Saya pasti cek dulu di sini ada sahabatnya nggak? Ada yang pernah dengar sahabat AI? 1, 2, 3. Mungkin masih baru sih Pak ya. Sebelah sini karena temannya jadi dia angkatan. Karena Pak Arief is the best friend of Pak Hakim jadi ya. Are you using that sahabat AI Pak? I'm not asking you. I'm not checking with you Pak Nur. But I'm very happy to hear that there is sahabat AI. Will that gonna be replaced ChatGPT? I hope. Why not? Correct. So let's give it a try. This is buatan orang Indonesia. Since now we are here, right? And we speak about AI, how AI can contribute to our economy, and how AI can contribute, to realizing the dreams of Indonesia. Correct. Thank you so much, Pak Nur Hakim. Again, I'm very proud of that Indosat moving forward. And as I understand that this is no longer telco company, that their aspiration is to become technology company. So more and more we are not gonna use buat telepon atau WhatsApp, tapi we will use even more services from Indosat that create productivity and many more things. So before I go to the second round, I'd like to remind the speaker to focus on some question that is distributed earlier by the committee. But most of them is basically how we balance the speed of innovations under the regulations. Yeah? So basically the only question will be, how do you want to be regulated in order for you to be more innovative? So it's okay today that we speak with the regulator on how do you want to be regulated, because we want to innovate, because we want to contribute to the country, because we have an urgency to bring up the economy to achieve the 8% GDP growth, correct? Alongside of all the sectors you are there. For example, Pak Edy is on the retail. How can the innovation in retail get more advancement? We understand that the logistical cost in Indonesia as a country, mahal ya? Jadi that logistic cost is problematic, and until we can debottlenecking, for example, then the distribution and retail, of course, can contribute more of the flowing goods, transportation, everything. I keep that question, leave it to you after this, Pak Edy, to address that. As well as continuing the discussion, Pak Rama has already comprehensively sharing about the innovation, but this transportation is also very important for people mobility, ensuring that the bus come at the right stop in front of me, then it makes me productive during the working days and during holidays, of course. So maybe we really need to do a lot of things via AI enablement. So please address that even more, Pak Rama. And again to Pak Arief, since you are in KORIKA, you have to continue provoking, I think. Provoking. I just spoke with Pak Hamam Riza. Pak, emangnya ada kementerian AI khusus di negara lain? Ada katanya. Cuman namanya Kementerian AI dan Tenaga Kerja. Wah, I like that term. The Minister of AI and Labor. Why? It's because in Indonesia when we talk about IT and digital, I know behind or the back of our mind, we are afraid of this AI will swipe away the labor and become non-job or jobless. But if that discussion is always like that, we won't make any move, correct? So we have to find the right balance of introducing AI in the country, in the economy, in industry, sector, and organization that will enhance the quality of service without, swiping away all the labor, right? So that's why I think connecting this AI and labor is a good idea. I think the discussion to make it more advanced, Pak Arief, more advanced doesn't mean more complex, but addressing the right, giving the right solution to the country, to the economy. So, and from Indosat, maybe you need to tell us more about Sahabat AI, Pak Hakim. Sure. What is your big dream and ambitions? I'm going to tell to my kids at home, please check Sahabat AI. So let me go to the second round. We have still like 20 minutes. Pak Edy, you need to address maybe 3 minutes time. And please directly address of this final question from the committee. In one sentence, what is the single most important step Indonesia should take over the next 5 years to become a trusted global leader in AI? Okay, I give it to you, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Isaini. Yeah. So, just want to add on before I answer the question, yeah, Pak. My point is here that, I totally agree, with Pak Hakim dengan Sahabat AI, everything, Why? Because we are here in Indonesia. We are not to consume the product, but we must to produce, to create the product. This is very important. This is very important, yeah? We only as, the consumption, because we must to produce and generate the product. That's why, One thing, Pak, I would like to add on before I answer the question. I like with my team currently and also with the other friends, we will like to educate AI, in the school. We will build the platform, to educate the student, at the school, how they would like to learn AI, not to use, not to use ChatGPT, not to use, but how they would like to create, from the movie, they generate the movie, how to do it. There is a process there. How from the picture they take, how they would like to generate into the AI. So we will learn these kind of things, into the at the school and in the education center. This is very important. We are working on that currently with my friends, and some the partner, and please welcome, would like to join. Then we would like to build this and would like to educate all the students, in education. This is the first. The second, I would like to highlight also that, I also part of the association, I also part of the association. We just, I'm a founder of the association for the AI Association. We just build this, and establish this, with the ex of vice president of the minister, and we would like to launch it, and we would like to have the event on October, just to add on in here, all of you. In October, there's the Asocio. Asocio is part of the AI organization across 24 countries. So we would like to set up and held the event, in Indonesia. We invite all 24 countries to come to Indonesia and also to share about their knowledge in terms of the AI. So please join and participate. This is a great moment. This event will be 3 days, so please join on that. To answer your question, Pak, for me itself, Pak, in terms of the AI, everything, if you are talking that, innovation and everything, mostly people that thinks that, especially in the organization, what most of the people fully aware about the AI is only that ChatGPT, DOLA, whatever, mostly only that, So for me, except that we need to bring the awareness to the people first. Even in my organization that I shared also that, like I shared to you before, that, AI, it doesn't mean that you replace all the people, all your employees, with AI. It doesn't make sense, We still need something to build, We need to something, to produce, not only as the consumption, on the product. This is very important part that I would like to highlight on you. So I think this is that I would like the message that I would like to key also that, even though we in Indosat, Pak, I fully aware, with Pak Hakim. I last time also we in Indosat to see that, what we can do, from the retail side in terms of the customer journey. This is I would like to highlight to you, What we like to build in terms of the retail is how we can rebuild the customer journey from the people, the person when they sleep, when they wake up until they sleep. We like to have all the journey of the customer. So from my retail side, I can know and I can have the information. Last time that I liaised, Pak, with I forgot the name, Pak, the in charge in Indosat in terms of this kind of solution. But again, what I believe that this solution is not yet available currently. We are talking about the customer experience, customer journey, because we would like to build this kind of things, Pak. From my point of view, that this is very important. Why? We like to see, Pak, what is the pattern of our customer in the retail. Example, Pak. Example, you wake up early in the morning. When you take Transjakarta, you pass by or drop by at one of the mini store, mini store just to grab meal, just to grab coffee. So we would like to know this kind of pattern, Pak. So we can know and we can educate our customer that, okay, it's time for you now, Why, example, every morning, I always go with Transjakarta and I got coffee, I get coffee, But why it's not happen? So we can send a reminder to the customer, what's going on? Are you sick? Are you on leave? Why you don't grab anything for today? There is nothing, So we would like to do this kind of thing. AI also can reproduce and also provide this kind of information, to our customer. What we would like to doing on that. The second, Pak Arief, Pak Isnaini also highlight in terms of for the logistic side, we also try to reduce the logistic side. Why? Currently, for us, we would like to minimize the usage of the warehouse. I'm very open. We like to minimize the usage of the warehouse. Why? It's very costly for the warehouse to distribute, all our products across Indonesia. So what are we doing? We liaise, with our principal, our supplier. Can you do and supply only based on location? Example, in Sumatra, we would like to also liaise with them. Okay, do you have any small warehouse in Sumatra that you can distribute to all our store? No need to go directly from Jakarta anymore because this cost is very expensive. This is that we liaise currently, with our supplier on that, Pak. And the other thing also, Pak, I'm very open. For us, except that currently, in our retail business, most of the retail business currently is not very struggling, Pak. So what are we doing is currently we mostly engage with them to see that we can also distribute the product in peace. This is what I would like to highlight, Pak. I think that's all for my point, Pak. Sorry, Pak.
Okay, Pak Edy. So less warehouse, faster, right? Okay, so through AI, it can help that, the flow of the goods is relatively faster. Okay. Thanks, Pak. For the rest of the speaker, would you mind to have like 3 minutes to address the question I raised? Pak Rama, please.
Thank you, Pak Isnaini. I think I want to address on the 5 years ahead, right? For Indonesia, what's best and everything. I don't know what's best, but I know for sure that sovereignty, we need to focus on that. I think I mentioned it when I joined Transjakarta. The first thing that we want to do is take back control. That's what I said to the team. We need to take back control in terms of data. We need to take back control in terms of infrastructure as well as applications. And the fact that Sahabat AI, I think this is a very good prime example that can inspire other companies to develop our own technology. Not only AI, but our own technology. So I hope that the government will support in terms of fueling the sovereignty initiatives, especially for the startup communities. I think there are a lot of fellow founders that build AI companies that I know, like Kata.ai or Noteflux or anything like that, that they have their own technology, that the ownership of the companies are still majority in the local founders, that I believe we need to push them and really support them to be used in not only for our B2Cs, but for the enterprises as well. As you know, most of our B2Cs right now, the big tech companies are like the Gojek, the Traveloka, they're actually, Indonesian companies, even though the ownership may be foreign, but most of B2Bs are actually, the biggest companies of B2Bs are actually distributors, as you know, and bringing solutions from abroad. We want that to be more Indonesian, to be more localized. Anak bangsa yang benar-benar bisa ngebawa solusi enterprise ke dalam the companies in Indonesia. Because I believe we have the capacity, we have the capability, but we just don't have, I think, enough chances to be given to push that into the market. The third thing, in terms of the sovereignty, we already have applications. We can build that like AI, like Sahabat AI, and also LLM, yeah. Infrastructure, I think the government doing a great job bringing all the clouds here, like Google, Amazon, and all the other clouds in Indonesia, I think on our land. But the third thing, I think, in terms of chip, maybe we need to do a lot of R&D on the GPUs and CPUs and stuff like that, in order for that to be the foundation and the backbone of our AI. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Rama. Please continue innovating.
Keep it short. When you are prompting things, I prompt a lot every day. But how many of you realize when you are prompting using your, let's say, banking data, right? Now there is a term called AI task force, AI shadowing. Let's say I have a bank, right? My bank comprising of 43 people, ranging from marketing, risk, operations, etc., etc. Let's say everybody prompting, and 5 out of 43 of my employees using our balance sheet data without their realizing it. The server is in China or in US. That's why AI is all about ethics and regulations. KORIKA is a task force of Komdigi. Out of 197 members, I'm part of the working group Pokja Investment. So the output is Peta Jalan AI 2025-2029. So maybe in 2-3 months, there will be what we call it Perpres, presidential regulations. So this is the early stage of regulations. We start from peraturan presidents. But talking about prompting AI, then we talk about the governance. How we govern the data. Talking about data privacy, data security, this is very important. Because according to Prof. Hamam, AI without data is zong, right? Is nothing. But how we, extract, going out the data, this is something that we need the regulations. So AI is about ethics, responsibility, and take the word from Prof. Hamam, trustworthy. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I just want to strengthen what our speakers have conveyed in their speaking time. If you want to make sure that Indonesia can have a sovereign AI, there are 3 things that needs to be done by all of us, especially from the government. But let me emphasize first that the governments needs to co-create the policies or regulations along with all of the stakeholders, the industries, academicians, associations, communities, or even us as a public. So believe it or not, everyone here, Pak Isnaini and our fellow speakers, we all have our own responsibilities. And even the audience here, they also have the capacity actually to help the government to implement the sovereign AI. So first of all, we need an AI governance. I think Pa Arief already mentioned about government's pipeline right now, that they are trying to issue the presidential decree on AI roadmap and also the AI ethics. For now, I think that's enough for us, because we do not yet have a specific regulation related to AI, the one that legally binding. We only have a national strategy 2020-2045, and also the circular letter from the Minister of ComDG regarding the responsible AI use. But that's not enough. So I think with the presidential decree, it gives more certainty, I think, for us to do a lot in these AI related initiatives. And all of us has a different responsibilities. So for example, regulators can give clear directions, give the policy directions. Industries like, Trans Retail, Transjakarta, Indosat, we have the business insights. We have the technologies. Even Indosat invested a lot in GPU infrastructure. We brought the infrastructure here in Indonesia because we want to, deploy and develop the AI domestically. And KORIKA, Deloitte, or other associations or companies can also contribute in terms of the research. So they also have their own responsibilities. And even the public, the one that will be impacted the most, we need to be involved in the creation of the regulations. So that's the first one's actually the AI governance. For now, presidential decree, I think it's enough. But next time, I think, Pa Arief, we need to push the government to have an AI Act or AI bill, because that's give more legally binding in terms of the regulation. The second one is the data governance. When we're speaking about AI, it's all about data. It's data heavy. So the problem is, if we want to talk about sovereign AI, we need to be sure that the data is can be used responsibly, which is the government has a lot of control of it. Right now, I think we are focusing on advocating the government on revising the government regulations number 71, year 2019, because it discussed a lot about the data classification and data localizations. So we need to make sure that the government classified the data that can be flown cross-border, and which are the data that restricted needs to be handled and used here in Indonesia's jurisdiction. It becomes a problem right now because we do have that one regulations, but if you see another sector like trade sector, they have their own regulations. Health sector, they also have their own regulation in terms of the data governance. So we need to make sure that it's all taken care of by the government. And the third one, at least the regulations that are relevant to the enabler ecosystem. So I think in our perspective, we need much more clearer and stronger telco regulations. Because right now, I think, but I have to mention to you that telco company is very struggling because our regulatory charges is already above the global standard. And that's not quite healthy, because if we want to improve and we want to contribute a lot to the AI development and deployment, we need the government to consider about ensuring the regulatory charges is below the global standard. So I think, in short, those three things needs to be taken care of by the government. So in the future, that we can aim to have a sovereign AI here in Indonesia.
Okay, thanks, Nur. I made this second round just to make sure that the discussion comprehensively addressing what the question that's supposed to be answered in these sessions. But to ensure an interactions and engaging discussion, I would let one of the audience to raise the question, and please tell your name and address to which speaker. So maybe only one speaker, yeah? Because we have a very limited time. Please, Pak, silakan.
Thank you, Pak. My name is Radito. I'm the CTO of Protex Indonesia. My question is for Pak Hakim, because myself predominantly background from telco as well. So my question would be that I'm seeing a kind of perspective or a strong innuendo of the raising of the races of the telco company against the hyperscaler or technological companies on the arena which they were not designed for the telco company. What I mean by that, I can see that, for example, before it was media and content, and then data center, IoT, and now it's AI. So we know that AI in economic perspective is rising up, and telco wants to be part of it. So how the way that you've seen that part, and how Indosat made the strategy not to fall back to the calamity scenarios that we have seen before? Thank you.
Okay, but I think I'll try to answer your questions. That's why I think Indosat is currently transforming, and I believe another operators also try to transform their company. So we're not only focusing on a telco right now, but also with the technology. Because we believe that in order for us to reap the benefit of the economic value and also contribute to the broader AI ecosystem, we need to be part of it. We cannot only just be an enabler, just giving the connectivity for the AI models or AI applications to build over the connectivity provider. So that's why we're taking much more significant role. So yes, as a telco company, we give the connectivity. We ensure that every AI development and deployment in Indonesia can have a high-speed, reliable internet, and also an effective one. But we also try to build another layers, which I think Pak Hamam and also Pak Arief already mentioned. Another one is, when we're talking about AI, is an AI infrastructure. We invested millions of dollars to bring the GPU infrastructure here in Indonesia. So everyone that has initiatives, they have the necessary tools to actually build the AI application or AI models. So they can build domestically here and without relying a lot with the other applications overseas. And the third layer, we also focus on the AI models and also AI application. On AI models, we focus a lot on data centers. So we're trying to build data centers here in Indonesia. We're trying to, cannot talk a lot about this because it's still in our pipeline, but we're also trying to build a data center in Indonesia because we believe that's another thing that is missing in AI ecosystem. And the last one is the AI applications. That's why we build the anti-spam and anti-scam solutions. And also we try to build Sahabat AI because we want to prove that this is our commitment actually to make sure that Indonesia play a critical role in the AI ecosystem. So I think in order for us to maximize this opportunity, we need to be part of it. We cannot just be an enabler to the AI models or AI applications. Hope that answers the question, Pak.
Okay, I think we are already, and the time is lapsed. So I can feel the atmosphere here is so with the enthusiasm so much, and I believe so from the audience as well. And you may still have more questions, but no worries. After these sessions, you can always reach out the speaker if you don't mind, right, to address the questions. So with that, then I conclude this session. And again, thank you so much for the attention, question, and all the addressed questions from the speaker. I do really hope that we can collaborate even more to create an ecosystem that really beneficial for the industry and the ecosystem in Indonesia. Thank you so much once again.